Hello and welcome to Studio 415.
Today we'll introduce Carroll High School's Raktivist Club.
We'll show you how the swimming, diving, and basketball teams are preparing for their upcoming season.
And we'll take a look inside Mr. Fox's time in the National Guard.
I hope you're ready.
It's time to enter Studio 415. Welcome to Studio 415. I'm Tristan Wright.
And I'm Robbie Nyman. Though most students are complaining about the pre-scheduled 2-hour delay days, many still aren't exactly sure why they're in effect.
For our lead story, Studio 415 reporter Ahmed Jones spoke with Chris Himsel to uncover what was going on at CHS while you were sleeping.
Here at Perry Hill Elementary, I had a chance to interview Chris Himsel, the superintendent of Knox School District. I had the chance to ask him about the 2-hour delays that were scheduled every other Wednesday for this semester. Throughout the semester, Knox has planned 5 2-hour delayed days, all on Wednesdays. These days are October 8th, October 29th, November 5th, November 12th, and December 10th. The state is changing the way we do our end-of-course assessments in the I-STEP.
The purpose for the pre-scheduled 2-hour delays is so that teachers can engage and learn about all the changes that are occurring to the end-of-course assessments and the I-STEP.
Teachers here at NACS are learning about college and career readiness standards and how to do close reading in all classes.
The reason we're doing this is because we want to make sure our students are as prepared as we can be. And if our teachers do not know what the changes are, there's no way we can prepare our students for what those changes might be.
Himsel says the delays are only held on Wednesdays because NACS School District already has a half-hour delay. This, as a result, limits the amount of disruptions in the morning for parents. Himsel also says that the 2-hour delay days are unlikely to take place again next semester.
If we have to repeat them next semester, which I'm trying to avoid doing, so I don't think we will, but if we did, we would probably do it on Wednesday again so that we could again take advantage of the fact that Wednesdays are already a disrupted schedule for students and parents.
If 2-hour delay days are needed again, then they will once again be held on Wednesdays. From Studio 415, I'm Ahmed Jones.
Thanks, Ahmed. This year there is a new club at CHS called the Raktivists.
Studio 415 reporter Zachary Honeycutt spent some time with the Raktivists to get the heart of the matter.
Thanks, Tristan. Recently, the Raktivists have made their presence known on Twitter and throughout the halls of Carroll. I was very curious about the behind-the-scenes workings of the club, so I did a little investigating. The Raktivist Club, among others, is a new club introduced this year to Carroll.
The Raktivist stands for Random Acts of Kindness Activist.
The Raktivist Club was created by freshman English teacher Carrie Weishaupt.
Right on the that. Do it.
It started as my own idea, but I want it to be student-led.
Weishaupt started the club because she believed Carroll needed a more encouraging atmosphere. She says that Raktivists are activists, and activists are vigorous advocates for a cause.
The idea is that they're going to promote positivity at Carroll High School.
After only one meeting, the club has over 100 members. Each member has signed a code of conduct stating they will not engage in gossip and that they will do their best to empower all students to aid in creating a more optimistic and supporting community here at Carroll.
It's not necessarily just a school that we can be like a community like for other people.
The Raktivist Club plans on having a set amount of goals or campaigns each month that will hopefully create a better atmosphere at Carroll High School.
So right now our campaigns are hashtag third-party compliments, a campaign to appreciate teachers and staff, and then RACTAG, which is tagging someone with a random act of kindness.
Hashtag third-party compliments. It's like gossiping that's positive.
Along with the Raktivist Club, Miss Rhodes and the Random Acts of Kindness Committee on Student Council plan on collaborating with the Raktivists.
She's just going to send a representative from Student Council to our Raktivist meetings so that we can connect and do something together.
Even if you're not part of the Raktivist Club, Ms. Weishaupt believes you can still be the change at Carroll High School.
The world needs more people like you. And what I mean by that is if you can make the conscious choice to stop gossiping, to empower people no matter if you agree with them or not, realize they are human beings, and if you can decide to do something good every single day, then you will change the world, your world, which is Carroll High School.
If you're interested in being a Raktivist, the club meets every Wednesday during activity period, and everybody is welcome. For Studio 415, I'm Zachary Honeycutt.
Thanks, Zach. Up next, Studio 415 reporter Brad Burge met with Jordan Rhodes and some of the other leaders of Student Council.
He will give us a look into the council's inner workings as well as some of the changes made this year.
Carroll High School's Student Council focused on planning events and establishing fundraisers for the student body. Student Council has made numerous enhancements to this year to a great deal of various events.
Student Council does a lot of planning for big events like homecoming and semi-formal. Homecoming was a great success and I was very happy with how it turned out. And semi-formal is coming up and I'm really excited about it, and you guys will hear all the details pretty soon.
While Student Council tries to make the Carroll experience better for students, many of the events cost money.
This year we wanted to focus a lot on fundraising for a lot of different causes, which I think we've done a good job of so far. And we do a lot of fundraising in the spring after we get our big events like homecoming and semi-formal finished.
Social studies teacher Jordan Rhodes, the supervisor of Student Council, helps guide the club in a professional direction.
It's just me trying to keep them organized, trying to find the best way for their ideas to happen, but letting them be the ones who run it.
Being Miss Rhodes' second year in Student Council, she wants to make improvements.
The new things that we've had this year were the car smash and the volleyball game during homecoming, which I think was really successful. We've just kind of changed the way, or I've changed the way that Student Council functions within itself.
Student Council will continue to help plan and organize Carroll's events and make them as enjoyable as they can be. For Studio 415, I'm Corey Halter.
Thanks for that report, Brad. As fall sports are wrapping up, the winter sports teams are beginning to prepare for their upcoming season.
Studio 415 reporter Nick Black thinks he has what it takes to join the elite of Carroll High School basketball team, so he tried out for the team.
Hey, I'm Nick Black, and I'm trying out for the basketball team, and to ensure my spot, I'm just going to play Chandler one-on-one, which should be no problem.
He looked like a kid who had all the accessories to be a player. He had all the right gear on and the strut and the swagger.
He looked really good with all his gear on, Nike arm sleeves.
Hey, I'm Robbie Nyman.
And I'm Matt Rosenzweig.
Here we have one of the most anticipated one-on-one basketball games that we will ever see.
It's Chandler White versus his greatest challenge yet, the next NBA great, Nick Black.
I've been looking forward to this all year long.
So have I, Robbie. Watching Nick, I know talent when I see it, and Nick has it all.
I couldn't agree more, Matt. It's going to be a tight one-on-one in tonight's matchup. We have a great matchup versus Nick's great ball handling skills versus a great defender in Chandler White.
For sure. Nick is also a great defender, though, so Chandler needs to watch out.
With all those key points said, who do you have in the game today?
Well, Robbie, you know how I like to make safe picks, so you have to go with the obvious pick, and I'm going to go with Nick. No surprise there.
Great pick. I always like going for the underdog, but Nick is just way too good for me not to pick him. I have to go with Nick.
Smart pick, Robbie. Now let's head down to the action.
Here we are with our one-on-one matchup this afternoon.
First shot goes in and out. If you give him those open shots all game, he'll make them.
Yeah, so far Nick hasn't been quite up to form.
Yeah, he might just need to warm up a little more.
And he gets blocked. Huge surprise there.
Oh, and it only seems to be getting worse for him.
He's just getting blown by him. Every play is just pretty pathetic, to say the least.
I don't even think he knows he's supposed to be playing a basketball game right now.
Well, at least Nick's trying at this point.
At halftime, the score is Chandler 4, Nick 0.
Nick had to switch courts because he said the old court was too slippery.
I can believe that, Robbie. When Nick's on a dry court, he is unstoppable.
I think that was probably the missing link to his game.
It's only 4-0 right now, so Nick will make a comeback.
There is no question about that, Matt. I have complete faith in his abilities as a ball player.
It looks like Nick is ready to start the second half. Let's head down to the action.
First shot, an easy drain for Chandler.
Nick drives in and a miss.
I have no idea what he is doing there on that shot.
Nick just got blown by again.
This is just pathetic to watch. I'm disgusted.
Nick has absolutely no moves whatsoever.
Nick goes for an horrific block attempt.
Wow, I don't know how it can get any worse.
After that shot, I feel like he's about to get 10 times worse.
Another drain for Chandler.
And Nick drives in, shoots, and he makes it! He's coming back!
Nope, never mind. That's the game. Final score, Chandler 10, Nick just 1.
After that horrific game, let's head down to the post-game interview of the winner and the coach.
He's terrible. First glance, he looked good. When I started playing him, he's god-awful.
He has no skill, no athletic ability. might be the worst player we had in the gym today.
Well, couldn't agree more with Chandler and the coach on that one after the game.
I'm sorry for whoever had to watch this pathetic excuse of a basketball game.
And do not forget to cheer on the boys and girls basketball teams this season.
For Studio 415, I'm Matt Rosenzweig.
And I'm Robbie Nyman. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Along with the basketball team, swim and dive are getting ready to make a splash.
I had the chance to submerge myself and go under the surface to talk to members of the swim and dive team about what's to come. Winter sports are just around the corner, and swimming is a big part of the season. The swimmers and divers are putting in a lot of work so they can dive into their season. The girls' swim season has just begun, and the boys' season starts in just a couple weeks. Even though the competitive season is just beginning, the swimmers have been practicing since the beginning of the year.
I think we're up to doing about 19 hours a week.
Not only do they swim laps, they also lift weights occasionally. No matter what, the team has to work hard to achieve their goals for this year.
It's a real big commitment, but swimming is one of those sports that there's a lot of skill involved, there's a lot of endurance, conditioning involved.
In previous years, Carroll's swim and dive team have done very well in their competitive seasons. Last year, the girls placed second in sectionals and 13th in state. This year, they are wanting to improve drastically.
As a team, I think our main goal is to beat Homestead this year and win sectionals. The boys won last year, so we really want to step it up and win as well.
The boys placed 10th in state and 1st in sectionals last year, and they are wanting to hold that position.
I'd say it's all the guys on the team really want to go back and win sectionals again. We all have individual goals we're working for.
Last month, the swim team's coach, John Gibson, was awarded the Jim Clark Coaches Award. This award is given to a coach who has shown active effort in swim programs that Indiana Swimming provides.
There are a lot of previous coaches that I respect a lot that have gotten the award. It was unexpected, but it's nice to be recognized by some of my peers around the state.
John Gibson will use the techniques that he was awarded for to help his teams win. Of course, victory couldn't be achieved without serious teamwork. The swimmers are all very close to each other.
We are a close-knit family. We're always hanging out together. We have inside jokes with each other. We really push each other as hard as possible to train and get the best results.
The first swim meet for Carroll High School's swim and dive team is November 25th at Northrop. For Studio 415, I'm Tristan Wright.
Thanks, Tristan. Veterans Day is just around the corner.
And to commend this holiday, Studio 415 reporter Joe Kruger met with the Carroll history teacher Scott Fox to discuss his time served in the National Guard.
Some of you know that history teacher Scott Fox recently served in the National Guard, but what you don't know is how rigorous the National Guard can be.
Usually we would wake up around 4:30, then we'd go downstairs for morning PT, which is basically just like, it's basically working out. We'd either run or we'd do push-ups and sit-ups.
However, that's not even close to a full day's work.
Then after that, we'd usually go to breakfast. Then we'd start doing the day's activities. Depending on what part of basic training you're in, that could be shooting, that could be classroom stuff, that could be field training exercises. So we'd do that, we'd go to lunch, and then we'd come back and do more of that same stuff, whatever we're doing that day.
So what do Mr. Fox's students think about his service time?
I think it's pretty cool because he's following his dream as a teacher and to serve our nation. And actually, they both in hand serve our nation and let us grow.
For those of you thinking about joining the military, Mr. Fox has some advice for you.
If anybody, I want to make sure those of you who are getting close to graduation and considering future plans, I don't want anybody ever to feel pressured to join the military. If you want to join, then that's great. That's something you should definitely consider, but make sure you're 100% committed to it.
Mr. Fox is now in officer school and will soon report to Camp Atterbury, south of Indianapolis. For Studio 415, I'm Joseph Kruger.
Thanks for joining us today.
If you have any story ideas that you'd like to see covered, mention to any of the students in the credits or Mr. Johnston.
From all of us here at Studio 415, have a great day, Carroll.